discuss about the silo effect, enterprise systems, and we investigate the business processes. We will start with the first section about the silo effect. We know that the functional structure of the company is very successful in the past few years. However, they have their own problems. So what's the problems is that? So by divided into department or functional divisions like that, most of the division they just focus on their own tasks. Like for example, the accounting division they just focus on accounting, sales they just focus on their own department goals or objectives. They don't have the larger vision to the whole process of the company, especially the large enterprise which may have many branches around the world. And the business process, not just in one country or just in one brand, but it's going to cooperate together in many locations and many departments. If the departments, they just focus on the functional objectives and without regarding to the whole business process objectives. So it's a big problem, right? So that's we call it the silo effect, and it's very dangerous. So how to overcome this problem? So we have to complete the whole business process successfully. So we need all of the departments or branches, communication, and cooperate well together. That's why we use the most of the companies they invest in the IT on enterprise systems like this. So what is a system? We talk about the enterprise systems, information systems, ERP systems. So what is a system? A set of components work together for a purpose. What are the main components of an information system? Okay, usually in the information system, there are several components. First one is the hardware, and the second one is the software, and the devices, network devices connect all of the to transfer the information between the departments or the divisions and the human resource. Very, very important is the database management system. It's the place where all of the data is stored, application, database, Excel, capture, analyze data, and about the enterprise system. So it's, as you see that it's impossible to manage all processes. They mentioned over here, geographically without the information system, right? We just discussed about information system. And geographically, again, it's between, for example, between the Asia countries, for the some of the ERP system for SME. So what is the SME? Some of other information is for large enterprises. SME is a middle size, a small and medium sized enterprises, small and medium enterprises. Okay, very good. However, for the large enterprise, the ERP system is more complicated, and enterprise systems will be support end-to-end processes, like from the customer they order and we deliver the product to them. As you will see here, we can increase profitability, right? And we increase productivity in production process. And of course, we can compete with our rivals or our competitors. If the business process goes smoothly, and we can enhance the customer satisfaction. When we got the customer satisfaction, we can earn profit, right? And if we manage all of the information very well, we can change or update the values easier, and we can monitor the processes easily. So we enhance the competitive. If we know any weakness in our business process, so we can modify that easier, because the whole process we can monitor, we can observe the whole process, right? So we can manage our companies is more efficient. We will discuss about business processes. Here they define that it's a sequence of tasks or activities that produce the desired outcomes And there's many the key processes: procurement, fulfillment, production, and other processes. In our textbook, each of the process here is one chapter. We'll discuss in more detail, step by step, later. And the processes will interrelated. They have closely related with other processes, not just one process will working alone, but they will integrate it with other processes. So it's quite complicated. So of course, the information system will help us to do those tasks. And the big process will have some sub processes, smaller processes. We divide it into smaller processes. And this is overview of a business process. You see that every process is triggered by some event, such as receiving a customer order or recognizing the need of increased inventory. This we call it a trigger. We will start the process. For example, when we get the customer order, it's a trigger a process. So there's a very big issue when we got the customer order, and then we we will manufacture products and we can deliver to the customer. But however, for the previous orders, they haven't paid, but you just deliver again and again. You don't care about the whether they pay it or not. So you should connect with the accounting or finance department, right? So if there's a gap between the production and the finance, it's very dangerous, very, very dangerous, and warehouse. So that's why we need an information system to support us, to synchronize all of information together. And you can see in our textbook, and a retailer or customer place an order for bicycles, the manufacturer seller use a specific process to ensure that you see that the correct product are shipped to the customer in a timely manner. And very important, the payment and the order is received related to the accounting department. The accounting department will handle the invoice and the payment steps. So it's very important. If we don't connect well, all of the departments together, between the warehouse, between the shipment division, between the accounting departments, it cannot work smoothly. Sometimes if there's any delay between departments, what happens? You cannot ship the order to your customer on time, and it's very, very dangerous. So again, the various steps in the business process will be carried out by many departments. So we need all the department integrate very, very well. You see, functional area one or department one, it will be start with the step one, step two, step three, and finally get outcomes. The customer will get their products or finish their orders, and we can get their payments. If the order and the shipment information is not communicated very well to the accounting department, so it cannot be completed efficiently and accurately. So we need the collaboration, especially the salesperson must collaborate well with the accounting department. So to verify that is customer can be trusted or not, or we call it a credit well worthy before we accepting the orders or shipping goods to the customer. And there are several business processes such as procurement or buying. So it's referred to the activities to buying or acquiring materials used by organization. About the materials such as raw materials need to make product. For example, you want to make a bicycle, you need to buy some raw material or some a final product. This is several parts of the bicycle. You can also outside. For example, the wheels of the bicycle. You can also outside. It's a part of the bicycle. And you also have to buy. We call it the procurement process. It will be discussed in one chapter in the next lectures. Okay. And the next one is the sale process. We call it the fulfillment process. So that is around the selling and delivering the products from our companies to to the customer organizations. And production, financial accounting, production to make. So after you buy some raw materials, production process in the factory involves actual creation of the products within your companies. And financial and accounting is very important if we will handle all of the financial issues in your company. As you can see over here, it's figure 1.3. It's about the key business processes. You can see here we just mentioned about three direct processes related to our products and service. We call them the buy, procurement, production, or make, fulfillment, or sale. They are also have four other processes used to plan, design, store, service products. We call it, you can see over here. Firstly is the life cycle data management or design. We support the design and development of the products from the initial products at this stage to the final product. So design is the very initial step. It's very important. If you design a very bad and low quality product, so you cannot compete with your competitor. So the life cycle data management process design, we call it design, support the design and the development of products. Before you building a house, you also need to design first. If you are, most of you in the software industry, you also have create your product. And then we also have the material planning. We call it plan. So how to plan? We should use the historical data and sales forecast to plan which kind of materials will be needed, and we have to buy or produce. We should answer the question, what kind of material should we buy, and how many or how much? The quantities, what quantities? We talk about the material planning. Okay, so how to make a plan? So you see, and the sales forecast. So how can we forecast? Based on what? Okay, we made a forecast. Of course, based on the historical data, right? Market trends, okay, customer demands, and of course, history data. For example, if you want to know the price, housing price, currently you need to have the data, housing price for the last 10 years at least, right? If you're interested in machine learning, it's a part of machine learning. So it's called the plan. After we design, we will plan. And then we have to store the material or track the materials to support the procurement. You see that the material planning over here, it will closely related to the procurement process. Why? There's arrow over here, right? Between the material planning and procurement, two processes are correlate together. And the material planning will have the relationship with the inventory and warehouse management. We call it a store, right? After we plan to buy, and then we buy the materials and we put into the warehouse because it's a store. So the inventory and warehouse management process will use to store and track the materials. What are the quantities we already put into the warehouse and we use to produce? And the next one is asset management and customer service processes. We call it a service. So this process is also closely related to the procurement. So what is the assets? For example, to maintain the internal assets such as machinery, about the customer relationship management, after sales customer service such as repairing the sold products. Or you are in the software development, your product is software, right? When you finish a project and you release software package to your customer. So if there's some bugs, what should you do? After you release the final package to your customer, clients, but there's some bugs inside, what should you do? Of course, you have to make your customer satisfied, right? The customer service. So now again, you have to debug, remove it away. support your customer. So that is customer service and asset management. All to both of them because the service is closely related to the financial accounting and management accounting. We will discuss the accounting is the next part. And the two supports process are related to the people and the projects. The people human capital management process is very important. It will be help the people within the organization. It's related to the HR department, human resource department.